So hi, welcome back to Wild Haven Pastures. Today we're going to be unboxing a hive kit that we got on Amazon. So we will unbox it. We'll talk through the cost of getting started on a hive and assemble a hive setup to see just how easy it actually is to do yourself. We got our nukes about a week ago. They're getting settled in. Right now they're in a single deep box. But we want to just make sure that we're prepared for adding on our next box shortly.
Okay, so we started with the bees about 2 years ago, and each of the hives that we bought, including the queen bee, ran about $424 each, right? Mm-hmm. So we were $800 invested, $850 invested on it. We went to expand this year. We bought what?
So I was going to do a split, the first split this year, and we bought another hive setup for $240. And when we went out there, we realized the bees had already absconded.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yes. Yeah. So after spending all this money, we decided to try to budget a little bit and bought some hives on Amazon. So we got two kits from Amazon. We spent $355 total. All in all, we've got 2 full hive setups. We have one kit came with 2 deeps and 2 mediums. The other kit came with a deep and 2 mediums. So we're going to be opening this box and showing you how easy it is to do these yourselves if you want to save some money.
Absolutely. So just get this. Oh, this knife is not sharp. There we go.
Okay, so everything in here is nice and packaged, easy to take out and put together. So what I like to do is start off by putting like with like. It makes putting them together a lot easier when you have everything where it needs to be. So I know these are going to be for our mediums, which we probably won't be doing today. So we'll just focus on our deeps. Kind of put these off to the side. Same with these. It has nice, pretty waxed frames. So they come pre-waxed to help the bees get started.
Yeah.
So those are the mediums, and then we have the dark frames, and again they're nicely waxed. It's pretty good. You can see like it's a pretty good job on the wax. Better than I would have expected from
Amazon.
Yeah, a bee kit from Amazon.
Here's your reducer.
Okay. Yeah, reducer. Nice. All right. So now we're gonna get to the real wood. We'll take a look at it and see the quality of this. Okay, we have
hives, yeah,
bottom board here. Everything is put together well. Wood quality looks decent. It's thick. Okay, now we're getting into the bee boxes. Again, just a little bit of unevenness here. We'll see what it looks like when it's put together, but overall, the wood quality seems pretty good.
Better.
We got the excluder. Okay, so the things we won't be using, the excluder, get this cut. We'll take the top and bottom and put those over to the side. Same with the reducer. You don't need these right now. So it's really easy to see which pieces go together. These are going to be for the mediums. This will be the side and the front and back.
Well, that's the outside.
So these are one set. We'll put these over with the mediums out of the way. And then these are going to be our deeps right here. Okay, so 2 sides, 2 fronts, 2 backs. All right, you ready to get started on this?
Let's do it. All right, so we're going to take, these are the outsides right here with the handles for it, for picking it up. When you put these together, you got to make sure that you have the outsides These are the side panels. And when it slides together, all you have to really do is just match it up.
Yep.
On the outside, make sure they're facing the same direction. And then it looks like it's going to fit. And then you just have to give it, we use like a rubber mallet. We lightly tap it in to place. Lightly tap it into place on both sides of it. Okay, and then when you grab the other side of it, you're going to do the same process. The reason why you want to lightly do it in place, you don't want to split this wood as you're building it, because that would kind of defeat the purpose.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the nails ready while you're doing that.
The screws?
Screws.
So, and it's really not hard at all. Okay, I'm going to do the last one. Make sure they were the same direction. And again, just line up the cuts. And they just slide together. It's really, they make it really very, very easy to do. It's like putting together a jigsaw. Yep. And once you got it, just lightly tap it into place. And everything's pre-screwed to make it very, very easy to do. And that's it. We have a bee box.
Okay. So now you just do the pre-screwed areas.
There you go.
Thank you.
Where's our box of screws? We passed it back.
Okay, so there's 4 screws at the top. They go right in. Ooh, as I say that. All right, so 4 screws at the top, and then we have 4 screws down the side for each of them. Everything fits together nicely. I don't see any seams. It's pretty easy to assemble. So when you're first starting out, it could seem really intimidating to try to do this. We didn't really know what we were doing.
No.
That's why we bought the fully assembled. But it's honestly not hard at all to do this.
Yeah, if you've ever put together a shelf before or anything, it's really very easy to do. And it saves you a ton of money.
Okay, so now that we got everything screwed in, it's nice and sturdy. Everything is really smooth. It's pretty good quality. I'm kind of surprised. I think after we get it painted, it'll be great and good to go.
And the paint for these, do you have to use barn paint for it, or does any kind of paint?
So you want to use an outdoor paint. You also want to use something with a low VOC because bees are pretty sensitive to smell. So you want to keep it bee friendly.
Okay.
You also want to paint it probably a week to 2 weeks before you put them out there, just so the smell can kind of dissipate.
All
right. So I guess let's go ahead and get the second deep built, and then we'll move on to showing the frames. And that is that. We got 2 deeps made in under 10 minutes. So really quick and easy to do that yourself. Definitely would recommend doing this over buying it already assembled.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to put some frames together.
Yeah, when I first saw all these pieces for the frames, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so complicated. It's going to take forever to make these things, but it's surprisingly fast and surprisingly easy to put these together.
Yep.
All right.
So what I like to do is just kind of get the sets put together. You need 2 side pieces and 2 top and bottom pieces, and that's it. And then 1 waxed frame.
All right. And you don't really need to have like a brad gun to do this. You can do this with just a hammer. We just found that it was a lot easier if you do have a brad gun with an air compressor. It makes it a lot quicker for get everything done.
Mm-hmm. And it did come with the little nails, right?
It came with the 1-inch nails. So it came with 1-inch nails for it. So it's designed just to be nailed together with a hammer. You don't need an air compressor gun like we do today, but it just made it quicker and easier for us.
Okay, well, let's go.
All right.
Okay, so first thing you do is you get some wood glue. I'm just going to put it on the ends here. Both sides. We'll take the piece right here, slides right in, slides in over here. Okay, then we'll get a piece of the frame. You want to make sure that it goes in here.
Yeah, there's an indentation on there for the frame to go into or slide into.
Slide that in. Then we're going to add a little wood glue to the top, both the pieces, and then put the top part in. Again, you want to make sure you get that black frame in between the grooves. All right, there you go. Ready to be stapled.
All right, so the instructions on this says to add a nail going both directions. So we go 1 each way, long ways on the top. On both sides, I just kind of try to put it right in the middle. And then you split 1 long ways or sideways on the other side. And we're done. That's one of the deeps.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. All right.
And it just slides right in.
And there's another one already ready for you.
Yep. So about the time it takes me to nail them, she has another one done. So it goes pretty quick once you get going.
It does. It definitely makes it easy to do it like this in the assembly line type way. 2 people definitely makes it faster than working by yourself.
Usually does.
Well,
so why did we start doing bees? What was the reason why? I don't remember.
So we first moved here about 3 years ago from the suburbs of San Antonio.
Excellent Mexican food.
Yes, we just decided we wanted to, get a homestead, start eating our own food, raising our own food, and give our kids places to run around.
In San Antonio, it was just too dry.
We also have a lot of family in the Houston area we wanted to come back to as well. Yeah, San Antonio is definitely in a drought. It's hard to raise a garden. So that's one of the things with bees. We do have a garden that we use to feed our family. And we have an orchard where we do peach trees and citrus trees, plum trees.
Apple?
Yeah, we got an apple tree for the first time this spring. We'll see if it produces. I didn't even know you could have apple trees in Houston. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we figured if we're going to have all these plants, bees would be helpful to help pollinate everything that we grow. They're also really self-sufficient. You don't have to do like a lot. We do have other animals on the farm. So just having something that can mostly take care of itself is kind of nice.
Yeah, they don't need as much work as the cows or the goats
or the rabbits
or the rabbits
or the chickens.
or the chickens. So it makes it a lot easier. They take very little work and in between.
Yeah. So that was our initial thinking, was that they're, you know, super easy to do. You know, I thought it was just kind of set up the bees and let them go.
Yeah.
But it's a little more than that. I didn't realize that there was so much to being a beekeeper. You know, checking on the hives, doing inspections, checking for mites, looking at the brood pattern to make sure the queen is laying correctly, understanding like swarm behavior, so we know what to look for, when to add another box. Clearly, we didn't do a very good job of that since our last ones absconded.
Well, we went through the winter and just we didn't check on them enough.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, I guess it's just like a lesson you learn. I thought it was too cold to go into the boxes and check on them. So I probably let them go a little longer than I should have between checking on them. All right. Here we go.
Yep. And even if you're nailing them in, this would not take long. I really like this brad nailer.
Yeah, definitely a good investment.
Yeah, it's like that brad nailer at Harbor Freight. It's like $25. Like this tool's $25 at Harbor Freight, and then like $15 for 2,000 nails. So, and it's like I bought it for one little project that we were doing, and now I just use it all the time. And I have a staple gun for fencing that costs a little bit more, but just for little projects like this to hold something together, I think it's fantastic, and it's a great time saver.
All right. So we're probably almost done with this video.
Yep.
So we got our bees, like I said, about a week ago. We will probably add the next box. Typically, you want to wait until it's 70-80% full. So when I went and checked them the other day, I would say that's going to be probably this week. They're growing like crazy. We've got feeding them sugar water, and everything is blooming here. So lots of resources for them.
Yeah, the pasture is just full of blooms right now.
Mm-hmm. So we will probably be adding these, like I said, within a week. You definitely want to make sure you're paying attention to what your bees need and add it as needed. I probably won't be pulling honey this first year, so we'll give them a nice big deep, lots of room to grow, and then probably add on a honey super later on. Okay. All right. So as you can see, it's really easy to use this kit. I would definitely recommend it. It was really easy to put together. The pieces all looked great. I haven't seen anything broken.
Nothing's been broken or damaged, and nothing's cracked as we're doing this. So even with using the brad nailer, none of these little edges that are on here, like these little small pieces, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that thing's going to snap right off when I put it together. Yeah, none of this wood has snapped. It seems to be like really good quality wood.
So yes, my recommendation is buy it and do it yourself. It will save you the money, and it it's good to understand how your equipment works. So if we do have issues out there, we can easily fix it ourselves. And that's really a big part of being self-sufficient, is being able to do things yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe our channel. We're hoping to be able to teach more about what we do on the farm day to day. The next video, we'll go out and take a look at the bees and talk about when it's time to add in that second deep, and I'll show you what the inside of a hive